Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Flags in a Gym, a podcast dedicated to all things colorguard. My name is Eric. I'm your host and resident colorguard nerd, and today we're keeping our recap series rolling with the Independent Open class this time. Will and I sat down and talked all the Independent Open finalists, plus any extra information that you all had for me. So sit back, relax, and let's talk some colorguard. Independent Schmopen.
Schmoopin' schmarps. Oh, Oklahoma, where the wind comes sweeping down the plains.
Keep going. Give us a concert.
Memories.
Alone in the
You know what we
moonlight.
need? You know what show someone First Flight could do this? Somebody needs to do Cats.
But the new cats that they're doing, the Jellicle Ball,
Oh, I've heard it's really good.
I have too.
I've heard
I've
it's
heard
really
it's a
good.
really good.
But we need the costuming, we need the whole Luke, and then give us the Jellicle Ball. Would that not be with a little memory in the middle or something?
Nobody wants to see all those white girls voguing.
But they're painted up. We don't have to know that they're white.
You'll know when they start moving. We got to get back to work on our peanut butter show.
Yes, so many good ideas. Ah,
If you didn't listen to the last episode, we had a really funny moment about George Washington Carver in a peanut butter show.
it's so good. So good.
Oh, but if you want the tea, you got to go to this Classic Open episode. It's in there.
Yes, right.
So, welcome back, everybody. We are doing our Independent Open recap. This is episode 4 of 6. If you have not listened to the other recaps, what is wrong with you?
Oh,
Go back and listen to them. There's lots of fun nuggets in there. We talk about all the lovely color guards.
yes.
And so this time, yeah, we're talking Independent Open, which was a cutthroat class this year and drama filled with the waitlist situation, which unfortunately just did not work out in really anybody's favor. I think caused more problems than anything. We mentioned Scholastic Open. We might see some rule proposals regarding promotion cutoffs. I have a feeling you're going to see somebody somehow put in something about the waitlist. I don't know how you get around this with the rules because it's performance venues, but I'm sure there's, especially at the A and Open caucus the day before, this is going to be brought up.
Yeah, I mean, there has to be room. Period. There just has to be. Otherwise, I don't know. I find it very strange. Whatever.
Yeah, I don't know either. I understand you only have so much time at the venues and the building closes at a specific time and you're asking the judges to perform for a very long time, especially in Scholastic A.
You know, just a thought, throwing it out there. For prelims, because that's really where the issue is Thursday. So everybody started at 9 a.m. Start at 8. Big deal. You know what I mean? Like, okay, it's just an hour earlier. I can't imagine that would throw that much of a wrench into anything. But that gets you at least 4 to 6 groups that you can throw into that extra hour.
I mean, Open has a 9-minute window, so yeah, you can
Maybe
get
even more, maybe even 7 groups. You know,
you
if
can
you're
get 5 in there in
really
an hour. I mean, that's
so. I'm just like,
yeah.
I don't know why they wouldn't have just boop. But maybe there's something with the buildings, or I don't know. Who knows?
Yeah. But you know what? This is how ideas come about and how solutions come about. People throw out random ideas, and it's like, well, okay, we started 8. What if we do 8:30? We can do 8:30, and then we have extra. The reason they can take extra independent A guards is because they're at the convention center and they have the extra time. So they have the 65 limit. Right. Maybe we switch venues around, move Independent Open to the convention center, let somebody else have UD Arena for a change.
Hello, that part. Anyway,
Get rid of world semis.
or that.
There's too many world guards now. I don't think you could do that, but or move Scholastic world semis out of, I don't know.
There is a solution.
Yeah. And the problem is whatever you propose, the world guards have to be for it because they have all the voting power.
Which is bull. I said it. I said what I
Mm.
said. Bull.
Because technically, all the world finalists get a spot on the panel. So that's 30 guards because you have 15 independent, 15 scholastic. Plus, you have six more rising world guards, the three open guards that get promoted. So you have 36 votes out of the 50 that are essentially world programs.
And where's the A class?
You get
Because
five.
that's who matters, folks. That's who matters.
You get
So
five from each.
it is bull.
I know how to bleep things, so you're good. I won't cut it. I'll just bleep it.
Anyway,
Yeah. So I'll be interested to see what comes about. So by the time these come out, maybe 2 weeks from now, they'll be opening because it's usually right around the end of April.
early, yeah, usually early, yeah, early May. Yeah.
And we'll do an episode on it if it's worthy. 2 years ago, there were 5 proposals. Last year, there were 23. So if it's worthy, we'll do one and cover it like we did last year. I had people said, "Oh yeah, I listened to it on the way to the meeting," so they knew what they
Great.
were walking into.
Love it. I love it.
Like I
Yeah.
don't know if you should use my opinion for that, but just so you're informed. But yeah, I do think it is a tough situation. How do we address the wait list? And you're adding more open guards next year because 5 get promoted up. Now, granted, 3 get promoted out, but you're netting a positive 2 into the class.
And that's of the ones that were here. There are still all the ones that didn't even come this year.
Right.
So like why wouldn't you schedule for all the ones that I don't know, like I would plan.
Like, why do we have to cap it at 40? Like, why is it 40?
No idea. Why is Scholastic A 140? Why isn't it 300? I mean, why? Yeah, where do these come from? Or why don't you cap Independent World?
Technically, there is a cap, but I think because they were one over and they could squeeze them into the schedule, kind of like Independent A. We have the space. We could afford 10 more minutes.
Mhm.
So we'll just allow them in. Because I think Independent World is a 32.
32 or 3.
And
Yeah.
I think they had 33 this year.
Yeah.
I think. They pull the current entries down as soon as the schedules go up, so you can't really go check anymore. But I remember Independent World was like one over. Scholastic World was 26 because that was everybody.
Yeah, we've had that many Scholastic World in a long time. Well, whatever. That's a
Yeah,
different.
anyway, so yeah, it's all rolling around the wait list. But hopefully next year we can get around this because you're going to have probably 50 guards trying to register for independent open prelims again.
Or more. Yeah.
So we had four. I think it was 49 this year, and then with some moving around, it ended up at 47. And then with Paramount Open, they were put into the main draw, so I think it put it at 48. But they may move back down to A because they didn't make semis. Who knows?
Maybe.
Who knows? It's tricky. Okay. Any other kind of overall independent open sentiments, thoughts? You were there for open finals, right? Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I was there. Yep. No, I loved it. I thought it was just a strong batch. Maybe one of the stronger batches of Independent Open we've had in a while. Just top to bottom. Just enjoyable shows all across the board. And yeah.
Let's talk our predictions real quick. So pretty much everybody was banking on Nova making top five. But then another Texas guard was like, nope, we're gonna take that spot. So I don't think anybody went 5 for 5 on anything except for independent world.
Mhm.
Even us, and then the my predictions contest. So many people nailed the 5 out of 5, and I had a lot of people nail the medalists too. A lot of perfect scores in my medalists for independent world in that contest. But I went 4 for 5. You went 3 for 5. Alicia and Alex went 4 for 5. I forget who you picked Tampa and somebody else. You didn't have homage in your top five, I believe.
My top five, I had Origins, Revival, First Flight, Nova, and Tampa.
Yeah, we all picked Nova. So,
Open
whoops.
so much. Sorry.
Our lovely first alternate, and this one broke my heart, was
Oh.
Pride of Utah Winter Guard. They missed it by a tenth, and they were heartbroken. I've developed a little relationship with Chase, the director. He's super sweet. I did a program showcase with him. If you want to go learn about the program, it's out there. You definitely should because Utah is its own little bubble circuit. And I even talked with Michelle Clements, the director of American Fork, as well. Talked about her program, but they were 13th after prelims, so they were feeling good, and it wasn't even like 2/10. They were 13th pretty decently, and then I watched their semis performance, and I even told them I was like, I think you're going to be fine. Like you guys did well, and they ended up 16th by
Mhm.
1/10.
Who moved around then that would have shoved them out?
Vestige.
Okay.
So they dropped because they were 13th.
Gotcha. So they kind of shifted. Some people went up, and then boom,
They
vested.
were ahead of Sensation.
Okay.
I'd have to go back and look,
No,
but
that's okay. I
yeah.
was just curious how that, if they were more shifting or if it was just the one kind of swapped.
Yeah, I think the way it played out was it was them and Vestige. So Vestige moved up to 15th,
Hmm.
Sensation moved up, and then Pride dropped to 16th.
Gotcha.
But they
Hmm.
did a whole show about Morpheus and dreams, and they had poppies and poppy flags, and
Ooh, fun.
yeah, they did. They threw in the Cranberry song "Dreams" as like a cover of it.
Huh.
It was I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it a lot, and
Yeah.
I was
I've
hoping
always
they'd make
enjoyed
finals.
the guards out of Utah. They're always the what was it, Wasatch a few years back was really good.
Yeah,
Utah's been like there's been some great independent groups that have come out of there the last few years, which is really cool. So
yeah. Looking for to keep that resurgent up, and same with
yeah, keep your head up, keep doing what you're doing. It's good.
yeah, and they're entering Pride season too because they do have. That's how they started. They were a
Hey, they've got a
Pride guard.
great, yeah, pride group over there.
Yeah, last year he said he had 61 in the Pride Guard, and he says it's gonna
Hey.
be even bigger this year. And they're doing a heated rivalry theme this year.
Oh God.
He's like, instead of rifles, we're gonna be spitting hockey sticks.
Oh, love it.
Love it.
That's fun.
But let's move on
All right.
to our finalists.
Yeah.
So if you haven't listened to the other recaps, once again, shame on you. But what we have here is we have some information ranking wise. So we have their placement, we have their semifinals placement coming into finals, and then their ranking coming into the week.
Huh?
So we can kind of look at how things jumbled around. I don't think there were any major shockers here. We had a couple guards outside of the 15 jump in, but really, for the most part, at the top, it really wasn't a surprise. Maybe medalists were surprised, but those kind of top 5, 6 guards were all pretty much as expected. So we'll start with 15th place. It was Sensation Performance Ensemble from the Netherlands. I do not have the city. I'm sorry, but they're from
Woo,
the
that's
Netherlands.
all right. Woo, sensation, love them. Woo.
With their show Inhale, Exhale. And they were 14th out of semis, and they were not ranked because they are a European group. They shoot in a video to WGI. WGI looks at it, gives them kind of a seating placement so they can be ranked accordingly,
How to put them in there? Yep.
but it's never
Public.
publicized.
Yeah.
It was never made available to the public,
Yeah.
which is what I'm assuming they did with Wiley as well when they got
Hmm.
promoted. They probably because they got a decent performance spot. And I think they ended up kind of like right in the middle of the pack seating
Hmm.
wise.
Yeah, it was a good. They had a good block and all that. It was kind of like, oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah, so Sensation came over from the Netherlands. We also had Connection,
Connected,
Connected.
and Northern Academy were also in this class.
Yes, and Connected made semis.
Yes. Yeah.
So we love seeing the international groups. We'd love to see more. And
So
then
great. Yeah.
last year we had Pride of Netherlands. So that's
Yeah.
that's 3 Netherlands groups. Let's see if we can get them all to come
Usually,
over.
yeah. Oh, wouldn't that be fun? That'd be kind of exciting. Yeah.
But I'm so happy they made finals because you're coming from the Netherlands. Like my hope is like at least make semis so you get 2 performances out of this.
Right. Yeah.
But from what I've learned, a lot of these groups also do the little showcases before dating you because all the local schools will have host a little showcase. Like
Yeah.
Bellbrook does a big one. I remember back in my day, we didn't perform. We went and watched the Miamisburg one,
Yes. Yep.
and like Pride of Cincinnati was there. You get to see all of these groups that were
Hmm.
there. So I know Sensation performed at one. It was like a Florida hosted one,
Hmm.
and so I love that for them because you're traveling all this way. Let's get you.
Yeah, it's fun to kind of just show it off, get their nerves out a little bit more. Yeah, that sort of thing. Yeah.
I loved the uniforms and color palette in this show. I love the combination of the green and the pink, but they
Hmm.
weren't. They were like muted,
You did
earthy.
olive and the mauvey, dusty pink and yeah, it was just, well, the whole show was just
Hey, about breathing.
take a
Ah,
breath and
the props were really cool.
the
The curtains on the half circles.
gauzy ethereal white curtains. Yeah. It just felt good. I found myself, there's a part in the soundtrack where they're breathe in, breathe out. And I was like, that's great, thank you. And I was just doing it with them because I was like, Oh, that really does help to remember to breathe.
It's
uh,
amazing what a nice calming breath can do. Like you just need
it,
to,
oh my,
stop and
I do it at work a lot because
yeah.
I'm like, okay, calm down. I got it. You can do this. It's fine. Yeah, it's just I mean, it was a beautiful show, but it was also fun. The mixture of their soundtrack was it felt very European, I think. They tend to, I don't know, it's kind of like the Canadian groups. They have a certain aura about them as far as how they approach things. Same with the groups from Europe. They just have a very movement forward kind of approach to everything, and the soundtracks are always just kind of fun and maybe a little bit more funky, so to speak. But like, I love
Yeah.
we got this techno groove kind of beat going on.
Well, you know, the Northview used this song last year.
Oh, really?
It's on.
Okay.
So, oh, I forgot to mention this, but I have created Spotify playlists for all the classes of the finalists. So their music is on. So if you want to listen to this and maybe, oh, I really like this music. I wonder where I can hear it. There's a Spotify playlist, but I went to find it. It's like Jocelyn's Dance or something like that. It's some that's kind of like the
Okay.
name of it. But I was
Okay.
listening to it. I'm like, this is what Northview used last year in their with their white jumper overall show.
Yeah. Yeah.
But if you're
Okay.
interested in that, there's one for each class, and but you can find their music there. So there were a couple in here that couldn't find the actual version, so I found the closest one.
Yeah.
Like when we get to Origins Open, I'll talk about that. But
Yeah.
yeah, I like that kind of jazzy, kind of do 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 boom, boom.
Yeah. And that we got that giant flag feature kind of early on in the show, which
Just kind
was
of out of nowhere. Yeah,
that beautiful bright pink, blue, orangey flag, kind of just a abstracty whatever, but it was great, and the it was a huge splash of bright color against all that softer, muted of the costuming and the floor, and that was kind of a big feature. Like it went on,
yeah.
did a great job of like that phrase length for all of that just kind of kept going and going and going and going and going and going and going, boom, and then we took a breath. Yeah, I don't know. I just really enjoyed it. I thought they were great.
Yeah, and I find myself rooting so hard for the international groups because I want them to do well. And
Always love to see them. And Sensation's been in finals before,
yep,
a few different times. They're the group maybe 10 or so years ago. They came and they had this moment where they had this piece of like, I guess it was like plastic or something that just like floated up into the air. And we were like, how is that staying there? And it just like floated around their space. I'm thinking it was like 2015, 2016.
that sounds vaguely familiar.
It was
Yeah.
really freaking cool.
Well, Mainline did
Uh,
something similar this year with their Will o' the Wisp show.
I
They
didn't see.
got that really, really thin, like you think of like that painter's plastic you would put over your furniture. You get
Yeah.
the really thin, cheap stuff because it's so thin and light. And
Yes.
you play the parachute game where people take a corner and you lift
Mhm.
it, and because it's so light and airy, it'll just go up and just kind of float and
Maybe it was
float.
that. Yeah. It was anyway. So this is that group. But no, I just loved it. I thought they were great.
Unfortunately, I don't think we'll see them next year just because I can't imagine the cost to come over. But
Well, and they seem to it seems like when they come, Pride of the Netherlands doesn't come when whatnot. So
yeah, they switch off.
of course that of course we had connected, which is from the same country. So it's interesting that they came, but maybe they're not near each other, perhaps, or something. I
Yeah.
don't
I wonder how many more guards they have over there because,
know.
they used to have the European region a long time ago. And I
Mhm.
think, I don't remember who it was, but like a big name American guard went. I'll just say it was somebody like Onyx. Like it was a notable name that went to like the European regional.
Yeah,
So I'm curious, like how many groups they have. I mean, you have three guards from the Netherlands come over. Like that's such a small country. And you have three.
yeah. I don't know. Be interesting to see because I know like the United Kingdom, their circuit is like I think like 20 or 30 guards. I think roughly maybe.
Wow.
Uh, So decent
You
size.
well, you know who would know would be Robert Jordan.
Oh,
That guy who spins. That's
yeah,
his
that's his. Yeah,
That's
okay.
his handle. Yeah, and I've seen posts of his where he's like, "I'm off to Netherlands to work with so and so," so he would
Cool,
know.
cool. Yeah. Okay.
I'm intrigued. I
Yeah.
just so
I'm glad it's happening over there. It's awesome. It's great that they're doing the things. It's very cool. So
yep.
love the show.
WGI, right?
Exactly.
I.
Love the eye in that. Yes.
Let's move on to 14th place with Vestige. I keep wanting to say Vestige, but it's Vestige with their show Far Above the World. This is interesting, they were 14th in finals, 15th at the semis, 16th in the rankings. So
Oh,
14, 15, 16.
all right.
And this is a first year program out of Florida. And they had the space floor. They did the live version of Space Oddity. I watched this in the Stewart Regional, and recapped it there. And one thing I noticed, they have really cleaned this show up since then.
Okay,
I was
great.
like, wow, you've been working, and it
Awesome.
paid off. Made it into
Oh,
finals,
that's great.
and I love their pre-show.
Mm-hmm.
The astronaut talking Vestige to Dayton, or Dayton to Vestige, in the whole like to mission control kind of conversation going back and forth, and then how they introduce the guard that way. I thought that was a really clever way to do the pre-show, kind of like Foothill when they do like the newscasters talking about Bonnie and Clyde. And
Yeah.
everyone's like performing their program, ride or die.
Yes. I love, yeah, that kind of touch is just a fun way to like get the audience like, oh, we got to pay attention. What's happening? We kind of get us on your side already, and then take us into your little world for 5 minutes.
And the pre-show matches the show, which is another thing I like about that kind of setting.
That is nice. Yeah.
If you're gonna play me a hype song and then do Moonlight Sonata, like, come on, no. I do like the blue flag they pulled out with that white like flare kind of
Mhm.
marking on it.
Yeah, kind of like yeah, kind of almost like or like made me think of like looking at like if you're in space and you're looking down on like Earth or like seeing
Or
like
like the
the
glow
white
kind of
of
thing.
yeah, kind of that kind of vibe or something. It was really pretty.
I will say people clapped for a flag line toss.
Mm-hmm.
They threw some nice little toss with this. I forget what it was, but I was just like, I remember like the crowd was actually like, yay.
Yeah. Great rifles. That big all rifle moment was really, really well done. I thought that was really great. And I love that silver lame flag at the end. That was fab. That big splash of that was really lovely.
Did you see the two at the end that were like a trick flag? They pulled it off and they had like the red and the blue flag underneath. It was just two
Oh, no,
performers.
I think I totally missed that.
Yeah, I saw that and I was like, I wish you did that with all of them
Wouldn't that have been
because
wild?
they spun in the feature. I'm pretty sure they spun in the feature, which makes me wonder how did you spin in the feature with this?
To go back
Because
and try to find that. That's cool. Wow. Yeah, I totally missed that. Yeah, but
I was like, it'd be really cool if all of you could have done that. But as we know, flag reveals are very tricky.
they're tough to do. Yep.
But
But
yeah, I think great for a first year.
this year and a big team, and you made finals. Like that's awesome. So excited to see what they
Finals
become.
in a tough class too. Like
Yeah, no kidding.
the year you picked to come out in independent open. Like
Yeah, right. Yeah. Where are they from in Florida? Do you have any idea?
they're from Orlando. Yep, they're an Orlando
Oh,
based color guard.
another
Yep.
one.
Yeah, and then you had Orlando Visual come back out too. And they're South Orlando independent. Florida's back on the rise. Top two from Scholastic Open, now going up to World. So keep an eye out on Florida. I mean, Florida's always been there, but
Always so great. Yeah.
Lyman's moving back up the Scholastic A rankings. Watch out for them. They are former World Guard. And
Yeah, they've been in all the classes before and
alrighty, let's move on to 13th place. Lucky number 13 with Blessed Sacrament Open with their show Grow As We Go. They were 13th in finals, 13th out of semis, 11th in the rankings
okay.
coming into the weekend. I do have a couple extra little tidbits about them. So I do want to give a shout out to Cece and Matt O'Connor, who I met at Bethlehem. I don't want to say they're the director. I think everything still falls under Ed Devlin, but they kind of run, manage Blessed Sacrament Open. And they were so like amazing and nice and fun to talk to. And the Boston Guards kind of give off that kind of like RBF vibe, right? you
A
know,
little bit.
but when just chatting with them, especially Cece, just so sweet and so friendly. And it was one of the highlights of my trip to Bethlehem. It really was.
Awesome.
And so Matt actually messaged me saying, hey, you were looking for tidbits. So it's their 90th season for Blessed Sacrament.
90th.
90th. I don't know
Holy
how this works.
crap.
I don't know what happens before WGI, like what you consider before then, but 90th season.
I guess all that American Legion stuff or something maybe, but
Yeah. And then to honor that, they all had a 90 on their uniforms. So like the open guard was in like this pajamas, so they had a 90 on the pocket of their
okay.
tops. And then Cece, who's a former marching member, she was in World forever.
Mhm.
She came up with the idea of giving the performers a little white rose pin to wear to honor one of the owners, Mr. Z, who always gave out roses to members for finals retreat.
Oh.
Right. Isn't that sweet? And then apparently they found out Open made finals. And
Mhm.
so she got together with some other staff members and they worked out a thing where Open and World like traded pins.
Aw.
Yeah, super sweet, little fun
Sweet.
thing. So shout out to them.
That's
They were so
amazing.
lovely and just a cute little nugget for them. I just 90 seasons.
It's incredible. And they've been, well, different class, but the World Guard, they announced when they came out for a retreat, 45 years of making consecutive finals appearances.
Consecutive.
Holy crap.
So that would put them at what, 1980? Oh my God, math. 81?
80 or 81, I think
Because
something.
26. Yeah. So 19.
Yeah.
So before I was born, they were making finals.
Yep. Same. Yep.
That was 82.
Wow. It's incredible.
Absolutely mind blowing.
Whew. Well, and SAC Open making finals for the second year in a row.
Yes.
Fighting for them.
Yes. So they're using the song Grow As We Go by Ben Platt. That's where the show gets its title from. They have two flag features in the show, and they are on the world team floor from last year. That beautiful orange floor with a couple extra colors thrown
Great,
in.
great floor.
Love it. Use it again next year. I love it.
Yep, just keep using it.
And they're in like pajama style uniforms of like jewel tones, like that kind of like a ruby and an emerald and a sapphire kind of color.
Mhm.
And no surprise, the weapon line.
They were just stellar.
Yeah.
I mean, just absolutely stellar. Yeah. Wow. It seemed like maybe a young team. I mean, the performers looked young. I don't know what.
I don't know the specifics, but I will say when I was in Bethlehem and seeing it live, where you could get a good look at the performers, there was some, I'm like, you look like you're 12,
Yeah, there were
like
some really
some
young kids. Uh,
youngins out there.
but again, stellar. My gosh, especially Saber. Wow.
Well, that's their bread and butter. I mean,
No, it just blows my mind. I mean, wow, wow, wow. I actually also thought they moved really well. Just the movement book and the execution of that. I thought they really did a great job with that. Was I don't always think of Blessed Sacrament as being movers. They're spinners. They're gonna
yeah, yeah, that's not a read or anything. That's
really they really were yeah, very just fluid and I just really enjoyed watching that movement book. I didn't understand the pajamas. I didn't get the connection to any of that, but I kind of didn't really care because it was just I don't know. I liked
it might have been within the lyrics of the song that I really honestly wasn't listening to. So
or maybe yeah, that's very true. Yeah, the I mean, yeah, two big flag features. Love that. That tarp was great. That turquoise flag
that turquoise flag, yep.
just all the they checked a lot of boxes visually anyway. That was great.
And way bigger than last year. Remember last year they only had like what 13 or so in the open guard
Oh, maybe so. I don't
when they
remember.
did the
But
Basquiat show.
yeah, yeah.
And then this year I think there's like 28 of them on the floor. Like it's
Yeah, there was a chunk, so it's exciting.
keep growing that program. Maybe next year they'll have three guards. Bring out an A guard too.
Hey, why not?
Save the Boston area, y'all.
That's right. No kidding. Yeah, but really great job. I enjoyed this one a lot.
Yeah, I enjoyed it too. And I just put down it was just a good old fashioned color guard show. Like it's just
Mhm.
very enjoyable. Two flag features, orange floor. Yeah,
Yeah,
mwah,
love it.
love it. Let's move on to 12th place, which was George Mason University. They were 11th out of semis. They were 19th in the rankings. And I forgot to double check this, but I'm pretty sure the show title is A Long Time Coming.
That sounds familiar. Yeah.
So shout out to all the kids at George Mason. And I feel like I can finally let this cat out of the bag that I did work with them this year. I was on their staff. I wrote a bit of the weapon book and kind of went in a few times to help clean and finesse things. And the kids are amazing, a lot of fun to work with. But I didn't want to go up, get on the podcast and be like, I work with them because there's other people that are there way more than I am. But I did get to work with them. Great group. The show is a love letter to the director's father, as last year was a love letter to his mother, who just unfortunately just health issues and things like with dealing with aging parents and whatnot. So I'll just leave it at that. So it's very important to him, and they are a slow burn color guard. Like we've talked about this, they come out very early, very bare bones, and they
Mhm.
keep adding week after week after week after week. And their show isn't done until Dayton.
Wow.
So and that's why they always kind of come out of nowhere and make fun. Like last year they were fourth, and people are like, where the hell did they come from? It's like, well, this is how we work, right? We take our time to get there. And they did unfortunately have a major issue with their sound tech, where they have a live singer on the floor and the mic just did not work. It worked in prelims, worked in semis, it worked locally, it worked at Bethlehem. And for some reason, it always happens in finals, right? Remember Miamisburg with their light up floor just didn't work in finals.
Yeah. Oh, I know.
Performer's name is Tico, great singer, great moment. It got a great response to the Bethlehem Regional. And I know a lot of people were asking what he said at the end of the show because he would sing and then he had like a little
Yeah, he
speech.
spoke a little bit.
And
Yeah.
people are like, what did he say? So I do have that for you.
Okay.
It's a James Baldwin quote, and it says, not, and he said, not everything faced can be changed, but nothing can be changed unless it's faced.
Hmm.
Because they used the song Change is Gonna Come by Sam Cooke,
Mm-hmm.
which was one of the director's father loved Sam Cooke. So it's kind of like where kind of the song choice came from and everything.
Yeah. I enjoyed it. It was a bummer that I couldn't hear the singer, but
It was a big letdown, unfortunately.
it,
It
it
just,
was. But up until that point though, I enjoyed watching this kind of because they had like the I'll just say the water kind
yeah,
of down, down stage front center. And the way that things kind of just kept coming, kind of pushing to it, but going back away and kind of not quite getting into it, but then a little bit in, we kind of kept kind of playing in and we're not quite in and around, but I don't know. It was neat to just see how they were using that to help tell the story and then finally that one performer that comes and like gets in quote unquote in the water.
yeah,
And it's kind of really, really neat. And flag line was enormous. I mean, they had what 20 kids on flag the whole time, and everybody had
yeah,
like, four weapons. I mean, that was great. I was
yeah.
like, all right. And again, another great flag book. I mean, my goodness,
Very creative. Lindell, the director, he's a flag at heart, and he has a
just
very unique vision and style of spinning flag. And yeah,
yeah, and it's just so musical and creative and yeah, yeah, I'm really tied to the lyrics, tied to the musical phrases and everything really well, I thought. Love the
yeah,
costuming. I thought the costuming was great, kind of a vintagey feel to that. And yeah, just I always love this group. I always enjoy watching their shows, whatever it is. It's just I don't know, there's something about the way that they just deliver their performances and always neat to see them. So,
yeah. They have a unique style for sure that kind of stands out from others. And speaking on like the small weapon line,
hmm
uh, in our area, because I'm obviously in the area since I work with them, we're very regional A heavy.
hmm
So trying to find open class spinners of a weapon is very tricky. So
hmm
sometimes like you don't really have a whole lot of options to work with. So you kind of work with what you can get. And thankfully they had some like one of the boys on the right line was from Warren Central.
Oh wow.
He's going to school at George Mason University.
Oh cool. Okay. Neat.
So yeah, hey Harris. But yeah, just things like that. Just unfortunately, and nobody in this area spins saber. The
Okay.
schools the schools just won't touch it.
Yeah.
It's one of those things like it's it's a complicated situation. Just Northern Virginia color guard is not there's not a lot of support for it. We're very regionally heavy. So when you have an open guard, they were world
hmm
and they moved back down to open. So trying to find open class talent for a weapon line is very tough.
Yeah.
So they work with what they have.
Yeah. I mean, they're doing a great job with it. It doesn't. It's all about how you stage it.
Yep.
But I enjoyed it a lot, even despite the issue with the singer. This was just a great show. Really really enjoyed it. I love the backstory you gave too about the choice the choice for it and
Yeah. I mean, there's a lot to it. And, I'm trying to get Lindell on to do a program showcase. Then if he wants to give more,
being
I
a
don't,
little
I figure I'll just give a
yeah.
general hint at the things. But
Okay.
yeah.
Great.
So congrats to George Mason University.
Yes.
Let's move on to 11th place, which was Nova Independent out of Texas and their show Break Free. They were 11th in finals, 12th out of semis, fifth in the rankings. Another first year program. And they were using the song Dream State by Sun Lux, the same song Avon used.
Uh-huh.
And Blue Coats also did this past summer. And this one had the computer screens and desks, and they were in the the blue pants that had the uniform reveal with that like orange, like almost like 70s,
Yeah, yeah, kind of funky vibe.
like a pinwheel pattern, or I don't know what to call that.
It's yeah, it's there's a pattern from like the 60s, 70s kind of time era that it's very reminiscent of that kind of, and the coloring, that splash of the peachy color with the orange and that kind of combo is very that. Um the the whole setup, the like office kind of vibe that they start with, it was giving me like Severance, the TV show on Apple TV. It was giving me that, if you haven't seen it, but
I haven't
it
seen it.
it's very yeah, if you just look up even just some stills from that show, it's like, oh, very stark, very buttoned up, no emotion, very robotic kind of, just that. And then the breaking free, the
Maybe that was their inspiration.
oh, maybe so, I don't know, but I was like, oh, this is kind of giving me that vibe a little bit, but
I mean, that would make sense with like the uniform reveal because the top was blue to kind of match the pants, so it was very like monotone,
right. And
and
it
then
had
they
like the
pull it off,
necktie and everything, and then they take that off, and then there's like color underneath, and
and
then
then
they
they start chucking papers.
yes, yeah, yeah, so much paper this year.
Yes, I have that. I
So
was like
many.
three guards: Maharlika,
Yeah, I hope
Northview,
I hope
Nova,
y'all are recycling all that.
or at least composting it.
Something,
I've gotten into composting. I have a whole
really.
composting. Like I have a geo bin. And yeah, that's like a little cult thing or whatever.
I was real big into recycling until my apartment complex got rid of it. So
Oh, why?
oh,
Boo.
I'm not sure, but so I don't recycle anymore, which is disappointing. But anyway, that's a different story.
Mm.
No, but yeah, this was just, it was great. It was yeah, kind of a little maybe little dark, ominous kind of vibe ish to start off with, as they were kind of keeping themselves buttoned up and whatnot, and then
And the like the light panels like to represent the computer screens were on in the beginning, right? But they weren't at the
yes,
end, or maybe I
yeah,
should notice it.
I think they did go off, but I noticed they were at least on, which was kind of neat, like just a kind of a neat touch that, like, oh, someone was there working. But yeah, and then just that splash of that orangey color, and that flag was great. I love that pattern so
And
much.
that big flag feature they had with it.
Oh, so great. Yeah, I don't know. I like this. I remember seeing it on a live stream. Thought it was great there, and then here they are again, and yeah, just really enjoyable. Great guard, and he's
Yeah.
here too. So gosh, that's
And big too.
big group.
But they're
Yeah.
from Texas. I mean, they have
Well,
so many schools
but
to pull from, and yeah.
yeah. Are they from Dallas? Was that right? You know,
Maybe
off the
you're gonna make me look this one up too. I'll look it up real quick.
Waco.
I, I just go to
Amarillo. We need a guard from Amarillo. Come on,
that.
Amarillo.
Yeah, they're from DFW. Yeah.
Cool. Well, nonetheless, I enjoyed it. I liked it.
All righty. Congrats to Nova. Oh, we got to do our Texas count too because we're moving on to another Texas card. I think there were three in finals. 10th place was Industry Independent with their show Gone. They were ninth out of semis. They were 17th in the rankings coming
Okay.
in. So them and George Mason were like the two outsiders that popped into finals. But George Mason was 19th, Industry was 17th. So not a huge surprise, not like
Yeah.
30th or something.
Yeah. Cool.
And they had I thought it was a really beautiful floor. It was like a sketch or a picture of a bridge.
Okay. Yes, you saw that too. I was gonna ask you about that. Yeah, sitting. I was like, there's there's something in this, and I was like, it's a bridge. Yeah, it was almost like it was sketched out and then kind of faded or melted away into the I don't know. It was
Yeah, and then they had like the hints of yellow around like some of the edge of the
and kind of
floor,
like it was like a sketch that had like gotten like rained on
or like watercolors on it or
water.
something.
Yeah, and it kind of like got a little, like, like if you like get like pencil wet and it kind of will streak, or kind of
Yeah.
it kind of was giving that a little bit. So maybe that's why it was kind of like faded. The navy costumes were beautiful. So simple, but so flattering and so just sleek and sophisticated.
See, I didn't even know they were navy. They just looked like black on the camera, but
And it had like a mesh, like a kind of a meshy overlay on the top. It was just, I don't know, just very understated and beautiful looking. Yeah, I really liked the show a lot. It was a kind of a pleasant surprise. I hadn't didn't expect. I don't know. I didn't know what to expect from them, and really really lovely.
But they another guard out of Texas,
Hmm.
and I thought the flag line was solid. I loved that opening. So this could have been navy, but to me it was like a black and gray flag with hints of white in it.
Hmm.
Like I
Yeah.
love like a nice white, black, and gray moment. So I
Hmm.
love those opening flags, and I love that yellow flag too. They pulled out that
At the end, stunning. Yeah. No, I
they had some weapon bobbles, but I thought the flag line really held the show together. And
yeah, I loved the flag writing, just the choreography they were given. I thought was really great. Yeah, I don't know. I liked it. It was good. Just all
yeah,
around. Like maybe I saw it and I thought, and they when they were done and went on, and I was like, that was good. That was just a really good show.
yeah.
Very pretty, kind of a a ballad type show, kind of in terms of that. So
I didn't understand the umbrellas either, but that could have been like in the lyrics of the song that I just wasn't
maybe
catching.
so. And if we go with the picture of the no the the tarp design and it having water droplets or something, maybe that's kind of where the I don't know. But
Yeah,
the song's a Benjamin Clementine song, which is he's a great artist. Definitely look him up if you haven't already. He's got a great album.
yeah. He's on the playlist, so you can find him there. Good job. Let's move on to ninth place, which was Collage Winter Guard in their show, The Open Door. They were ninth in finals, 10th out of semis, 14th in the rankings.
All right.
And I remember seeing this in Indy,
Mhm.
and you were there with me, and they're another guard that has done a lot of cleaning, a lot of getting better.
Yeah, they definitely. I was glad to see they made finals because I really liked the show in Indy, and I kind of kept like rooting for that. I was like, "Come on, like you guys can do this. I know you can." Yeah, because the timing with their props, because they have like these big arch squared archway props with then like a door that swings, huge door on the back that swings open and closed. They kind of keep doing that throughout, and the
It's got like
time.
a fabric on it, so you
Yeah, it
can't
has
see
like a
through.
yeah, a white kind of fabric. But the timing of that in finals was fab. They worked real hard on that because that was so much of their effect was shifting these props around, opening those doors, and having moments where you could see through, or the performers are moving through, or all those events are happening. Just I was obsessed. I was like, this actually I, over the whole weekend, this is probably one of my top five favorite shows of the
Oh
whole.
wow,
I loved it. The costumes were gorgeous, sequins, blue.
yes,
You got me with blue and sequin. Thank you. Love it.
that turquoise. I call it the
Oh,
patchwork costume, where it's like the different
yeah, just the
materials.
different lines and kind of pieces of it. The staging was fabulous. So many cool moments. Again, going through those doors as they open and close.
The tunnel to the
The tunnel, yes, when they line up down the 50 and open the doors and you can see through it. Oh, that was just, I was,
and that leads into the
so,
body and rifle moment on side two. That's also excellent. And that in the beginning, that pink flag moment that's on side two.
that pink flag was great. Oh, I love that silk. And then the ending yellow flag, that big splash of the yellow against everything. Just, I made so many great choices and everything just was like hitting and clicking in finals, and it just I was so happy for them. They did the book burning Fahrenheit 451 show last year
Yep.
with that costume that was absolutely stunning. And anyway, this show,
And then the year before that, they were the ghost train.
yes, that's yeah. So I just there anyway. I could gush about this one a lot. I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, I love that yellow ensemble flag, that toss and slam into the ground. I'm a sucker for that. I call it a whoosh toss. I think most people call it like a
uh,
J toss or something or a money
yeah,
toss,
but
but
the whoosh, crash like or
yeah,
crash good crash bam slam into the ground. Yeah, oh my gosh, there was something about this show too that felt very like emotionally powerful. I don't know why, but it got me.
I think it's within the narration because it's talking about the open door and like opening
Yeah,
doors and
and
stuff.
And then yeah, at the end, and they line up those props, and all the doors close except for the one. And it was just, yeah, that was just like, ooh, it touched me, and I loved it. It was just really great.
It touched you.
No, girl.
I'm gonna ruin your emotional moment.
And then it touched me.
Well, Collage, you've got a huge fan over here, and
Big old
well,
fan. I'm here for it. I want a costume and a yellow flag. No, great job. Loved it.
let's move over to eighth place with Tampa Independent Open with their show Moving Out. They were eighth in finals, eighth out of semis, sixth in the rankings. And they used a cover of the Billy Joel song Moving Out. And it's by Sammy Ray and the Friends, I believe is the name of the
I
band.
think so. Yeah, Sammy Ray for sure. The other part I can't remember, but yeah, but yeah, they did a whole album of like I think they called it like songs we wish we wrote. It's a great album. So many fun takes on songs you've heard before. But this one was, oh, I was like, okay, we're movers. Oh my gosh, what a great take on this, and kind of a jazzy-ish version of that Billy Joel song.
Yeah. And you had mentioned this when we talked about RGV and the Independent A.
Uh-huh.
You want to know what those props are made of?
Yeah.
I want to know what these boxes are made of because they were picking them up. Like they put one on a corner and just spun it in their hand and it spun really quickly. They were clearly extremely lightweight. They look like actual cardboard boxes, but then they're standing on them
Yeah.
and sitting on them. Like, what are these made
What
of?
are these props? Where are you getting this material? What is it? Yeah,
I mean, you have 150-pound people standing on these props. They're rock solid, but then they pick it up and it looks like it weighs 1 pound.
I mean, yeah, it's crazy. Witchcraft.
I'm intrigued. Yeah, witchcraft. That's right.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, very intrigued. So, if, yeah, someone let us know.
What is
Uh,
that from Frozen? We go, oh, sorcery.
yeah. Back to Frozen again. Here we are again.
Yeah. I did love the costuming, the coveralls with kind of like the Rosie the Riveter inspired with the hints of red and the with the bandanas and that
Yeah,
whole vibe. It was cute and fun and
just the blueprint tarp, the kind of that architectural blueprint motif on the tarp, and the moving van flag for the flag feature. I thought that was so cute.
was that a moving van? I thought it was a house.
Yeah, yeah, it was red with the moving van. I was like, that is really I was like, that's great. This was great. Huge guard. Oh my God, they were giant. They were just great. I mean, nothing to say other than I just really enjoyed this. The song I think helped a lot. I mean, with that, I mean, there were
Yeah.
if you can hook me with the soundtrack, then I'm gonna be your friend probably because whatever. So, but they were great performers. You could tell they were having a great time, which always helps that they're engaging.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah. I wrote
enjoy.
down cute and fun. And I honestly I don't see anything wrong with that. There you don't have to have
No,
this overly produced, super thoughtful show. You can just put out a good old fashioned fun color guard show and I'm gonna love it. And
yep.
that's what they
They got
did.
a solid 90.0. Boom.
Boom, flat.
Yep. I loved
And
it.
they're moving up. They were what 15th in open last year, and I think they were 13th the year before that. So they're just be careful. You keep climbing towards that top. We're getting a lot of guards that are going to have two world programs, and
Hmm.
we had CGT for a while. Then you had Mirage and Menage, and they're making a comeback this year. They've already posted about
Oh,
clinics and stuff.
right.
And then you have
That was that
Origins.
amazing 80s show last year with the car hood that lifted and the whole.
Yep.
I forgot that they took a break. That's right.
And then their second world guard did the tattoo show. And now you have Origins that's going to have two world programs. See what they do there, and
Yeah.
so Tampa, keep working. But do you want two world guards?
Why not? Sure. It's fine.
Sure, why not? Yeah.
Go for it.
All right,
Uh,
let's move on to seventh place with Opus Winter Guard. This was our fan favorite with their show Tea at 6. They were seventh in finals, sixth out of semis, 10th in the rankings coming in. And another small correction I need to make, they are actually from South Carolina. They are not from North Carolina. We mentioned it in the predictions episode. They are from South Carolina. They are from Rock Hill, South Carolina, the same place as Etude.
okay.
Now, tinfoil hat. You ready for this?
Yeah.
So I may be reaching here, but that's fine. Etude Open
Yeah.
medaled in 2023, got promoted to world. And then that group disappeared. Opus appeared in 2024 from Rock Hill, South Carolina. Etude, Opus, both musical terms. I'm wondering, is this like a sister guard? Is this like I,
It could be. Yeah.
I just a
Art.
tinfoil hat moment. I'm not saying it's a conspiracy or anything, but it's just
No,
like
no, but I mean, that could be.
it's like, we don't want to do the two world thing. We'll just fold the open guard or whatever, which a lot of people do, and then we'll just come out with a new program under a new name.
Keep it as our.
And they started in A,
Hmm.
and then in their second year they silver medal. Now they're an open.
Yeah. Well,
I could
I
be
mean,
totally wrong, but I was just
but those, but again, the name thing I mean, there's some, yeah, okay, yeah.
I feel like the guy at the the guy from the meme. I think it's from is it from It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia? The guy who's like at the board with all the wires and everything, and he's looking all crazy,
Yeah.
hear me out.
I love it. No, I mean, there's definitely some, like, okay, like I could see that being the case, but
But anyway, they were our fan favorite, and they were the kind of the Alice in Wonderland,
Mad Hatter,
Mad Hatter, yeah,
yeah.
kind of show. Good mix of high energy and slower, but impactful. And I felt they had a pretty good run, and they handled the transition to open really well. I love the saber section in the beginning where they used that music that was very like, I wrote it down. It's in the playlist, but it was very similar to the music that Vox RDM used for their
Mhm.
Bloody Mary show.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Just that fast string music. I loved that whole section.
Hmm.
And that red flag with the clock hand on it with that circle that was right in the rotation point.
Yes. Yep. That
I
was.
want to, was that on purpose or was that by accident? Because when it was, yeah, that's like a white stripe in your flag. It could hurt you or help you.
Yeah. I love all like the costuming, the flag designs, the way that they, well, what was the big table at first, and then that broke into several tables. Lots of little nods to just the Tea Party, the Mad Hatter's Tea Party from Alice. The time concept, which we've seen over and over and over and over and over, but this felt a little bit more fresh, or like a fresh take on it, and
I
how
think
this.
because they weren't like, it wasn't like,
It wasn't a clock, but we got
right.
the clock motif, tying it into this other. Yeah, yeah. I like that, the just the take on it, and the staging really matched the music well. I thought, in terms of, just there were some moments where the music was really kind of swirling around, and we saw that was the table busts apart, and everything kind of scatters and blows open, and then I don't know, just several moments like that were throughout, where they really just used used the space to enhance the soundtrack without necessarily having to spend, equipment or whatnot. Just, I don't know, that I really enjoyed that. I think that's probably why they play so high too, because it just really was well put together.
I love that all like, I don't want to say all rifle, but that big rifle section they had during Against All Odds, the Phil Collins song, where they were in that like backside two corner, that doom, doom, doom,
I love
doom.
that. I love that music too. That Phil Collins song coming in the midst of all this, and like, I don't know, that was a fun kind of surprise moment in the soundtrack, and yeah, I don't know, so many great touches to this. I can see why it was fan favorite. Definitely,
Oh
just
yeah.
enjoyable show all around. Yeah, great, and great job.
And so they were promoted out of open last year. They were second. We had Homage who won I'm sorry, they were promoted out of A to open. Sorry.
We did the Mary Poppins show last year.
Yes, they did the Mary Poppins show. Then Homage won.
Yep.
Who was third?
Had to ask.
I know I can't think of it right now because the top five got, so Georgia Tech, white and gold got moved up.
It wasn't Noir, was it?
No, Noir was already in open. They were the year before.
Oh, okay,
They
okay,
silvered the year before.
okay.
Um, oh, this is gonna drive me crazy because
Well,
I'm
let's
curious.
talk.
Yep, look it up.
Who would have been new?
Georgia Tech white and gold was fifth. Oh, of course. Pacific Airs was bronze,
Oh, that's right, with the Hitchcock show.
and they didn't come out. And then the National Avenue from Missouri State University, they
Okay.
did come out this year. They did Adagios for strings with the teal
Yeah.
everywhere. which oddly enough, Onyx did Adagio for strings, not teal, but like an aqua color.
It basically teal.
So the top two A guards promoted both made finals.
Cool. That's exciting, especially
Yeah.
for the independent class. That's great.
Yeah. And moving into independent open this year too. It's like,
Yeah, that's awesome.
and one of them's not going to be an independent open next year.
Hmm.
But yeah, good job, Opus. Fan favorite, well deserved, great show. I'd
Can't
love
wait.
to see them next year with a year of open under their belt. So,
Yeah, yeah, and see what they can really do. Kind of a little more settled. Yeah.
yep. Let's move on to sixth place.
Ugh.
We have Noir Independent with their show Through These Rooms. They were sixth in finals, seventh out of prelims, eighth in the rankings. So 6, 7, 8. And shout out to my girl Anna Sasada. She is a big friend of the pod, and she is the biggest representative I have for the Clap for the Flags movement. She was the one that
Yay.
was doing Clap for the Flags pins to take to Dayton.
Oh, that's
We
awesome.
love you. You are a diva. You are a queen, and I believe she's the one that ends the show.
Okay.
The singular performer on the
Yeah,
bench at the
that's
end.
left out in the yeah.
I believe that is her.
Well, shout out to my friend John David. We marched Eclipse together in 2001, and he's on staff there. So always happy to see his stuff when he posts about them and what he's doing down there. So he's doing a great job. So
Oh yeah, I had talked to them on Instagram too, and very very friendly. A lot of the people at Noir are super friendly. I talked to some of the other members, and they're just.
they're just so lovely. I don't know. They're just yeah, just
I
wonderful.
really want to get them on here to talk about Noir.
Yeah.
So Corey, if you're listening, or somebody.
John David.
And they're using the song. I didn't write this down. It's a Cynthia Erivo song. You're not here. I believe is the name of the song.
Maybe
Something is very very much like that.
that it was beautiful. And they had me coming down the tunnel because here they come in this creamy caramel chocolate copper rust fantasy costume. And I'll be honest, I don't know that it had any sequin on it, but I didn't care because it was so gorgeous. I mean, just beautiful, beautiful, beautiful costume. And then on this gorgeous hardwood kind of esque tarp design.
With the floor, with the room, like the apartment layout.
Room that oh, and but subtle too. We didn't smack us in the face with a blueprint. It was yeah, it was a subtle and I don't know, just something about this just took my breath away. I mean, it was just breathtaking. And watching them perform, and these performers were stunning to watch. And at that one part where not quite halfway through, they push themselves to the back of the tarp, and there's about I think there's like six performers left, kind of spread across out on the main tarp. They
By the
lift
benches.
they lift up the back and create this whole new room, so to speak, or this whole new space for a minute, leaving these few performers and this wall. Oh, it was I don't know, it was just
Yeah, they did really well with the whole "you're not." I believe it's the same as song as "you're not here" or "you're not here, you're not there." So like
Mhm.
isolating people to say "you're not here." Like they
and,
lift up the tarp and they're gone.
oh, and just oh my gosh, and yeah, I don't know. It was just incredible. That ending flag, that toss, 10 out of 10. That might have been the best flag toss I saw all weekend.
Oh wow.
I was like, it was wow, stunning. And I got teary-eyed at the end when they ended that show. Breathtaking. Breathtaking. That's all.
I love like there's just some simple stupid things in the show that I love. One, when they start the show and they're all laying down on the floor plan, they're all
Mhm.
laying down on the wall lines, but they don't lay where the doors are. They're only laying on solid walls. Like just like
Yeah.
little things like that. And I love the whole like I want to run into your arms and that performer comes running down towards the front center
That
and then
was
run to and then they leap into the group for that like cheerleader style catch and then they immediately
that
lift them into the air.
oh gosh. It was just
And I love the whole like the whole like you said they build that wall in the back and they do it again at the very end of the show to isolate the singular performer
And then boom, she's
because it's the you're not here or there.
mm-hmm.
That wine colored flag at the end, that like that ombre of like within the wine family against that like tan and caramel colors you were talking about. And the first flag had like almost like a hint of like peach in it, right? From
So
what I
yeah,
could see on the camera, it
yeah,
was like
there was a lighter tone in it. Yeah, and just I don't know, it's just mm.
very pretty. And I put down flag line with four exclamation points on my outline. We love designers and teams that respect their flag line.
Mm-hmm.
Teams like Fusion,
Mm-hmm.
Noir does a great job not just sticking them in the back and making them a backdrop to the weapons.
Nope.
So beautiful show. Yeah, that pink burgundy flag at the end. The opening staging. I want to run into your arms. These are just like the notes I have. And
Love it. And they were sixth, right?
sixth. Yep. And they were a waitlist guard that magically got in when FIU Gold moved down to Independent A.
Right. That's right. And FIU Gold made finals, so
Yep.
which is kind
And
of,
they both ended up sixth.
how they oh that that's cool. Yeah. Well,
So
great job, Noir. I can't wait
great
to see it.
job, Noir. Yes. Please come on the pod, talk about your program.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
Let's move on to fifth place, which was Undaunted out of Texas. They were fifth in finals, fifth out of semis, seventh in the rankings, and their show is tailored.
Mhm.
And I did talk to Jacoby earlier in the season. I already forgot his last name. He's the director of the guard because I did the Austin recap
Uh-huh.
and I was like, performing their show, no title. So I was like, I don't know what the show's about. Jacoby Taylor, there it is.
Okay.
And he messaged me because he also works with Pearland. And
Okay.
he's like, yeah, I forgot to submit the spiel sheet. It's my bad. The show's
Oh.
the show's called Tailored. And he's like, there's no story. He's like, it's just tailoring inspired. He's like, there's no story to it. So I'm like, oh, okay. And I will say this show makes so much more sense with a center view high cam because
Okay.
on the flow camera where they're shooting from that right corner 10 rows up, I had no idea the floor was like a black like houndstooth kind of fabricy kind of thing.
Mm,
You couldn't see the any of the silk, so you didn't know that the first flag was a tape measure. You didn't know the second flag was a zipper.
mm,
That these pieces of material they pulled out that were yellow earlier in the season were
mm.
tape measures. I think they switched it to
Yep.
white.
Yeah.
But like knowing all of these things now and seeing it from a center view, it makes so much more sense.
This was probably the biggest surprise for me of the whole weekend. I didn't I was like, I don't know who this is, what they're doing, no clue. Here they come. They were phenomenal. In fact,
Mm-hmm.
I honestly was like, oh, they're gonna get a medal. Like they were just absolutely spectacular. I didn't care that I had no idea what the theme was. I didn't hear the theme until you just said what it was. So I was like, oh, okay. Well, I figured it out. I was like, this has to something to do with sewing, or we're building a suit, or I picked up on that, but that was just because I was there. But I mean, it was so well put together, so clever. That kind of jazzy, swanky, slinky.
Saxophone piece.
I'm like, okay, like this is just, and these performers were living for all of this stuff. When those three flags popped up from that back left corner, and I told you before, my seats, I was kind of tilted just a little bit towards the floor, so I could see that pitch too. Phenomenal.
And
Whole
those props were not
like
short.
no, and they all three perfect unison. Boom. Like I was like, "Oh my gosh, my heart stopped." Absolutely spectacular. And then off they went to that flag feature.
What was that flag? I couldn't tell. All I could get was the red and like a red and cream kind of ripple marble look, but I couldn't tell what it was.
Yeah, I don't that one I don't know.
The flag feature was amazing.
So freaking good.
Their weapons were on fire.
But yeah, literally wrote down biggest surprise of the weekend. I mean, just that was great. I hope they do nothing but continue to do what they're doing, and it's just awesome. I don't know. I loved it. And I just how much like what a fun way to like take that this like tailoring sewing theme. We've seen sewing shows before. We've seen well, Mayflower gave us a sewing show that was kind of but very different.
But a more literal take on
A little more, yeah. This was like I, I'm just this is I don't know. I'll gush and gush. This is great. I just
it.
so good. So good.
I will say I didn't really care for the soundtrack, but I am not a like a jazz person.
Mhm.
Like it's not me. I but take that aside,
Yeah.
the performers were rock solid. The weapon book was great. The weapons were insanely strong. The flags were great. It's just yeah,
Yeah.
I see how it was fifth. It's
Yeah, and I see what you mean. The soundtrack. I mean, would I have picked it? No, probably not for myself necessarily. But I think that's part of why I liked it so much because it was so unexpected. Like it was like, oh, and especially in the mix of all these other shows that we've seen, and then they come out and do that. It was like, what? Okay, I'm very much here for this. Like, great. So, yeah, I love it. I can't wait to see what they do in the future. And are they new or have they been around?
no, they've been around for a little. I remember the name from last year, so I
Okay,
don't know if they're newer, but they're not a brand new group.
okay,
I
cool.
mean, they
Well,
could have been down there for 6, 7 years, but they're out of
yeah,
Texas. So
yeah. Well, great job. Loved it so much.
let's move on to fourth place, which was Revival Winter Guard with their show The Tide Within Me. They were fourth in finals, fourth out of semis, third in the rankings. This one I'd seen many times. I also went to their rehearsal in Indy as well. The floor, beautiful. That blue, purple, aqua, white kind of.
The floor, the flags, the costume, like those colors and just all of that together was just really pretty. Yeah.
Yeah, very water inspired without being literal. Lots of
Yeah.
rippling and cannons to kind of, the fluidity of water and everything.
Hmm.
Um, my favorite section in the whole show is when those blue and with the pink, I call them the pink flags, even though they're mostly blue, but they have that big splash of pink on them, start coming out from that back corner and they keep building and building and building. And then they get that nice moment in the front with that little pop 45. And then they throw that whip toss behind them. And
Hmm.
yeah, yeah,
Love that. Yeah. Yeah, and they were I loved the honestly, I think one of my favorite parts was when the three I'm gonna say like the three box props that are I think we've got
the sailboat feature.
I love a sailboat. I love a boat. I give me and they pull the silk and make it into that triangle shape and then they're pushed and it just I was like, yes, that's so good.
And then they start spinning and they're
Yeah,
and
and
they're
then
squatting down so they're low and the people pushing like they're almost like adding difficulty because you're not standing on it, you're squatting down. So you got to make sure
right,
you don't hit these
like
people in the head.
making
And
it balance and yeah, oh my gosh. It's just that was cool. Yeah, I don't I again, great staging, all the colors like you said. I mean, just the way it looked was so pretty.
big guard too.
Big guard. Yeah. And they no, they'll stay in open, right? They'll yeah,
They'll
they'll
stay in open. They were fourth. Yeah. So they'll
um
stay in open.
yeah, I don't know, just a good show. Really enjoyed it.
Yeah. I will say no flag feature, but at least we had that nice, beautiful flag line
Oh,
moment in
they
the
didn't.
front.
You're right. See, that didn't quite occur to me though. So, because I feel like we had a larger flag statement, but it
Yeah.
wasn't the full group. That's right. But
I mean, I think it's literally half the guard was on flag at that moment when they
mhm,
start building out of that corner and they do the silk reveal toss. And then they come to the front. And I'm
yeah,
going to guess they had like 36 performers.
maybe
I'm
ish.
guessing because I feel like that was like an 18 and 18 moment.
Yeah,
Yeah. And they had the A guard as well. So
yeah, that's right. And
growing
yeah,
program.
yeah, up there in Indianapolis. So
And this is their
they're
fourth year. Fourth year.
okay. Yeah,
Fourth year in existence. I also did a program showcase with them. Go check it out if you want to learn more about Revival.
yeah.
They hid the fact they were bringing out an A guard from me in the episode. So I asked them, I was like, any plans on adding a guard? And they were like, well, maybe. And not 2 weeks later, introducing Revival A. So, but congrats to Revival. Beautiful show,
Beautiful show.
ethereal, water, all that lovely stuff.
Yep.
Let's move on to top three. All these groups are moving up to world.
All right.
Third place, we had Origins Open with their show Before I Stood. They were third in finals, second out of semis, second in the rankings coming in. And they used a duet version of She Used to Be Mine by Rufus Wainwright and Sarah Bareilles. This is another one that Spotify just will not find. Apparently, it was like a live
Oh,
performance that's only available on YouTube. So
okay.
sorry if
But
you like.
it is Rufus. Okay, that because
Yeah, it is Rufus.
I
Yeah.
was like I feel like that does sound like his voice, but yeah, but it wouldn't pick it up, so I couldn't quite nail it down for sure. But okay.
Both Origins groups stripped in their show, which I found interesting.
We love a reveal.
We do love a reveal. This one had a lot of great moments. And unfortunately, some execution errors are in there. But I mean, they were doing a lot though. Like
They were doing a lot. Yeah, I don't want to say it took me by surprise, but it was just I was like really captivated watching them do all this stuff. Like there was so much. Yeah, some of that flag work, just the phrase length and some of the flag chunks was just like, oh my goodness. And just really, that's tough. I mean, no matter what class you're in, it's just, a long phrase length is tough to do. But they really had some beautiful moments with that.
I loved the moment where both Rufus and Sarah were singing, and they had the flags in the back corner,
Hmm.
rifles in the front corner that were mirroring the two voices, and the
Yeah.
flags hadn't stripped yet, and the
Hmm.
rifles had, so the rifles had already revealed.
We
Just playing when the two
getting that.
voices.
Yeah. So much of that too, that was really great of how they were picking up the soundtrack and giving us the layers in the song, and then just I don't know, yeah, it just really, I mean, all of these of course are every show was well thought out and well put together, but like it's just when you're seeing it and you're like, I really get why this is doing so well, because it just feels easy to easy to see it, easy to buy into whatever they're selling. I love how the table and chair in the center of the whole set, and they kept kind of going over it, in it, around it, all that. They kept, visiting that prop, and
That ending flag, that pink and purple. I love that flag.
so pretty. Yeah. I will say the thing that drove me nuts the most, all of their flags, because they had like three different sets, I think, and each one had it, this little tab kind of on the end, this little, not even really a tail, but like a little
Like an extra little 6 inches off the end.
little, and I'm like, why did what is that for? I wanted to cut that off so bad. I was like, get her out of here. So, but I mean, whatever. But
It's like when
uh,
you see the tag sticking out of somebody's the back of their shirt. You just
like
want to.
put the tag, yeah, right. I don't know that, but that's just personal preference. I don't want, but that's just me. But no, I just, yeah, just, oh, and the reveal when they take the gray off to show off that kind of pinky color. Couldn't think of the word. Pinky reddish color. I don't know. Just, yeah, it's just, yeah, it was a really beautiful show. Like you said, there were some moments that were a little fuzzy in terms of like just achievement, but every performer, I feel like, felt like it was really invested in selling this performance to us, and connecting to each other and the audience. Like they really were so engaging in how they portrayed everything, and that was really, really lovely.
Agreed. And I'm intrigued to see what happens next year
Yeah.
because now you have two world guards. As of now, they have two world guards.
Yeah.
So
Ooh. It'll be interesting.
great job. Origins Open. They were at the top all season long.
Yeah, they
So
had a great season.
moving on to second place, probably a surprise for many people, a surprise for us. Homage Independent moved up to second with their show Dandelion. They were second in finals, third out of semis, fourth in the rankings. So this guard just all season long just continued to climb and climb and climb. They were never like at the bottom. They were always kind of, I think probably after the first regional, they were sitting around like eighth.
Mhm.
And then all of a sudden they're sixth. And then all of a sudden, just like they just keep just, just keep
Down,
climbing that ladder one step at a time.
down their group with it. And yeah.
And shout out to the amazing Kate Click and her dad Matt. They're huge fans. Kate is the opening body soloist, and
Okay.
she opened the show last year as well.
Awesome. All right.
But they're amazing people that I've met, and Kate is such a sweetheart. She's such a sweetheart. So, but shout out to her, and her dad is super cool, super supportive dad, prop dad. He is very invested, and I
Oh,
love that.
love
Love that.
that. Yes.
This floor.
Floor is gorgeous. The white costume, white's risky. It was really pretty. I love how when it like the top part of the costume is white mesh and it's cut into panels. And so when they turn, it opens up and it's almost like you're getting like the dandelion bursting, when it poof and it just what a detail that, you know, just I don't know, just so pretty. Oh my gosh. And
Yeah, the floor. I think their floor is probably my favorite of the season. Of the season.
yeah, that's
Yeah.
another one. Get the mini and hang it up. It was so pretty.
Well,
So
DPG did their floor, so that could be a
oh,
possibility. Hey,
can you get us a copy?
like an 11 by 14 print, put it in a frame.
Yes. But beautiful, yeah, beautiful tarp though. Really. I mean the whole show, the whole approach. This was them last year too. So much attention to sensitivity and tenderness goes into how they're portraying everything with the song and the movement and the message, and I mean just so much of that is so genuine and really just well intentioned, and it comes across that way, I think, in terms of how the performers are exuding this and presenting it to us to watch and enjoy.
Agreed. I mean, I still want to know how they stand those rifles up at the beginning.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, they've got them sort of circled up over. Yeah, how do you guys do that? Is it a
I
magnet? Is it a? I don't know. Well, because they're tilted too, aren't they? They're not straight up. They're like
Yeah,
tilted.
they're not straight up and down. So that's
So,
why I'm curious because they didn't do like the Northern Lights trick where you put like the piece of cardboard on the butt or something to just make it
mhm.
wider. So yeah, they're tilted, which I'm like, how are you doing this?
What is that?
Because
Yeah,
they pick them up and they just spin them.
yeah. Just off they go.
And they're clearly not worried about anything on the floor.
Right. It's like, are we stepping on something? Is there? Yeah. What?
Sorcery.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah.
Witchcraft
But yeah,
again.
I'd love to know the behind the scenes on that a little bit. Just it was really cool.
And they almost pulled a company or a Kennesaw Mountain move and winning A and then winning open the next year. It almost did that.
Fun fact. I don't know if you knew that, but Band Scores was doing their little like trivia thing.
Yeah, I entered it. Yeah. It was like a little 10 question thing. Yeah.
There were two guards in the 90s that actually did back to back before, and it was Lassiter and Kings. Both did it in 96, 97, 98. Lassiter won
That's how last I got to World. Yeah.
97 and Kings won 97, 98. But I was like, wait a minute. I think I've seen these videos. Hang on, let me find this real quick. I was like, oh yeah. So yeah, it's wild though when groups do that. It's like, ooh, it's exciting and kind of crazy, but
Yeah. Well, I mean, they have the talent for World. I mean, this weapon line, I think three of them marched Boston this summer.
okay.
I know for a fact two of them did.
Okay.
The two superstar boys.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
They
Okay.
were Boston
Yeah.
kids. I think there was another one there though too, but I mean, and the flag line was just as good as the weapons.
And some beautiful flag right again. Great. I mean, broken record.
And I love the pink flag feature where they all get in the circle.
Oh my God.
And we've seen guards spin in a circle, but for some reason, because their show was Dandelion, it just looked like a dandelion head of them spinning, and then it just burst.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Stunning. I mean, just lovely. And I know I keep saying the word lovely, but I mean that. Like it really it was really,
No,
really,
I get it. It's hard to find words sometimes.
really
Like,
beautiful. Yeah. And again, the moments with the costume when they're doing turns and it opens up or that pink flag feature. That pink flag, I want that pink flag. That with flag was stunning. You can have the tarp. I want the flag.
Okay.
Oh, just yeah. This is
Congrats.
a great top 15, top 10. I mean, this class is just so good.
Yeah.
Yeah, so great.
Homage was one of my favorites all season in this class.
Yeah, I
I love the song. I love Cynthia's take
Cynthia
on the
Erivo,
song.
it's a beautiful song, and
The floor is gorgeous. The color palette, just the white, like their dandelion seeds, the white on the bodies. And I do miss the trick flag, but I get it. Not
yeah, that's right. They had that, but it's all right.
yeah.
I didn't miss it watching it. I like the idea of it, but watching it in finals, I didn't miss it. I didn't feel like I needed.
Yeah, they definitely didn't need
No,
it, but but
but
I love a trick
it
flag.
was
So
cool.
if I can get a trick flag, I'm gonna get one. But
Yeah,
yeah, no,
yeah.
it definitely didn't need it for sure.
But
Yeah.
great. I'm excited to see what happens next season for them. If
Woo.
well, I think they can certainly handle it. So
Another world guard in that area
either one, I know. Like, oh my gosh, yeah,
because they're out of Ohio.
yeah, kind of the Cincinnati, Dayton-ish kind of area.
Okay.
Yeah, Southern Ohio, basically. Yeah,
Okay. So they would be around around Lexus and Onyx.
great job.
Yeah. Great job, Homage. Great job.
Yep.
All right, let's move on to our winner. Absolutely no surprise here.
No surprise.
Just like Oviedo, first across the board, first in everything all season long. We have first flights, even in their name, first flight with their show When It Rains, It Pours. And this was the Morton Salt Girl inspired show. And I did get a couple little nuggets from them. So Zoe Sousa from Instagram told me this is the first medal ever in First Flight's existence. And they started in 1997.
Okay,
So
cool.
basically 30 years. They made it to World
Ever.
somehow with never medaling
I bet they were part of that mass promotion.
when they moved everybody.
Everybody in A and Open, everybody, if you made finals, because that's how Eclipse got into Independent World after '07. They kicked everybody up.
Mm.
There was some,
Because
I
I
want,
remember they got promoted or they got reclassified mid-season. I think it was 2006,
okay.
and they ended up like 10th in Independent Open finals.
I could be wrong on the mass promotion thing, but maybe they were part of one
Yeah.
of those moments because it's happened a few times. But yeah, that's interesting.
And then the early 2010s, they went to World because I think 11 and 12 they were in World,
Yeah.
and then they stayed in World for the longest time. But I don't know how they got to World because they never medaled. Interesting. Maybe they just we're gonna go to World.
Maybe they were promoted in their local circuit.
No, AIA doesn't do that.
Huh,
I don't know,
but
but I found that interesting. And then they had 43 members,
ooh,
13 vets, 30 rookies.
jeez Louise. Well,
And our good friend at Band Scores, this was the third highest independent open score ever. I believe George Mason University holds the record. They had a 99.1 in 2019,
I don't
18.
know. I think it's the Patriots.
Oh, that's
Patriots
right.
98, I think, still has the
Was that 98 or 99?
98.
98.
They were independent open.
Was that the fish year?
That was 99.
Okay.
The
I just
90
remember the fish and the
98
brownie
Patriots
batter.
was they had like a rooftop window prop and they like stood on it and spun. They were spinning 7 foot poles still back then, and they were going to town on that roof prop, and it was wild.
Oh, I think I remember that.
It was really cool. I love that. I love it. And then they lay the flags down, and they like look through because it's like a window design on the flag, and they like look through. It's super like heady and kind of wild, but I think that's still the highest score. Maybe I'm wrong, but
Well, I know Mason's up there because I know they popped to 99.
no,
So
yeah, I do because that's how they got into world class was they
yes.
popped that and yeah. Anyway, but first flight, yay.
Yeah. Using Fantasy Impromptu, same music that Miamisburg used, and then also
Oh,
Chasing Rainbows, I believe, by Barbara Streisand.
I didn't realize it was the same song that Miamisburg used.
Yep.
Felt very different.
Well, I think First Flight sped it up a little bit.
Oh.
on my watch. I'm like, this sounds a lot faster than I'm used
Oh,
to.
that's interesting.
So I
Okay.
think they sped it up a bit, but it's
Huh.
the same piece Miamisburg is using this year,
Cool. Huh.
or
Huh.
used this year, I should say. The season's over. And the
Cool.
bright yellow uniforms with the salt floor, and they added a pre-show that I didn't catch earlier, talking about like the history of the Morton Salt girl.
Yes. I can't say I completely caught all of it, but I yeah, but it was there a little bit, just a little something, and then they kind of kick into gear.
It was hard to hear on the stream too because there were some young fans in the audience
Very
that,
enthusiastic folks.
yeah, sitting right next to the flow mic. Girl, we don't need to hear
I
that.
loved all the yellow. Like it just
And
it
yellow
was
can be a dangerous color.
it could be very dangerous. And this was just like I mean they leaned into it and leaned into it hard and it was so good. Yeah, I love and I love the tarp. It took me, you and I have talked about this, but like I watching them on the live streams, I was just like, I don't know that I'm not that I mean they're great. I can fully acknowledge a great group. I just didn't connect to the show. I didn't quite get it. But being there live Saturday morning, I was like, wow, this is great. That tarp with like the sprinkled salt, and then we've got like the raindrop up in the corner, and then they kept the clear umbrella kind of wandering around the whole time, which is, from the logo and the just those touches were really cool.
I will say sometimes you need to see it live in person. Just the we talk
Yeah.
about the energy loss through the camera, where the
Mhm.
shows just feel flat, and then you see it in person. You're like, this is
Some of the
great.
colors, some of the colors that you think, oh, I thought was brown. No, it's neon orange, or whatever.
Oh yeah, Tyler Garcia sent me. He was like, "You called my not literally, but he was like, he called my flags gray. Those are purple." So he sent me pictures like,
Exactly. No, exactly. I was like, did they get a new flag? Because I don't think I've ever seen this flag before. And it was that purple ending silk. I had no idea that was purple on the stream. So
"Yep,
I was like, oh my gosh, okay. And in person, I was like, oh, I love this. That's so good. That splash of that color was so great against the yellow and it's just yeah. And
yeah."
they were humongous. And
Weapons were on point.
kudos to the people who can stage these giant groups like Juxtaposition and First Flight and Paramount. I mean, over 30 people, and I'm like, I don't, where are you supposed to go? I have no clue. Like,
I was
it,
at George Mason's rehearsal. They had like 28, and they were just standing in block. I'm like, and I'm thinking to myself, they're practically filling the floor,
like,
and you have guards that have 50. Like they're essentially double the amount of kids that are on the floor right now.
maybe it's because I'm so used to having, 12 or 12 or 9 and knowing how to manipulate them around a tarp so much easier than having I'm like I don't even know what to do with this many people. So it's just incredible, but it never felt, it never felt overwhelming. It never felt like an assault on your senses or anything. It was just it
I
was
see what you did there.
it was you're welcome. Anyway, just really, really enjoyed it. Big congrats on their first medal. That's incredible. My heavens.
Yeah, and to do it with a 98.9
98.9.
and going right back to world.
They're going to be just fine.
Yeah, I think so.
I think
I
they'll
think
be
so as well. They
fine.
keep the team in place, so the instructional team and design team, they'll
Yeah.
be good. Weapons were great. They had the Morton Salt Girl flag in the middle again.
Yes.
Just questioning copyright. How did you make that happen? Is it
I wonder though if it's something like that. It's been around a long time. Maybe it's public domain now.
oh yeah.
Because I don't know. It's like some songs that people have been using lately. It's like, oh, it's back in public or it's in public domain now because of, what. So maybe that's how they got away with it.
Hmm.
Versus like Holly Springs who did Peanuts but didn't use Snoopy. Maybe there's some but
Just curious, not accusing or anything. I'm just curious, like
no, no, yeah, I don't know. That's the only thing I can think of is like maybe because it just lapsed and they were like, hey, cool, let's do this. Yeah, I don't know. But
Tons of great moments. That weapon ripple across the floor to that saber toss, and then we talked about the purple flag with the one iridescent flag that they kept on the
Oh,
floor.
I loved that part where she's over there. Loved that. That was a great touch. And then she pushes back into the center after that. Yeah, that was great. Really, really fab job. When they got done, it was clear. It was like, I mean, clearly you're gonna win. Like this is
Yeah,
something
this was
crazy
a
with
this was a no contest, and they
like
won by almost 3 points. Right?
uh oh the 2 or 3. Yeah,
It was like two and some change.
it was a good chunk. Yeah.
Well, all righty. That is Independent Open. Congrats to everybody. Good luck,
Yeah.
First Flight, Homage, and Origins 2. I guess I'll call them when moving up into World because you're no longer Origins Open.
Origins open again. I don't know.
Yeah. Just do what St. Anne's did, just call them Origins New World.
That's right. Exactly.
All right, we have 4 down, 2 to go. World class
Woohoo.
was up next, so those will come out when they're ready. And we're gonna keep plugging away, and then
Yep.
we can take our nice long break. So we will catch you all next time.
Have a great day.
Whenever you're listening to this, if it's 3 o'clock in the morning, whatever.
Kisses and wishes.
All right, thank you all for being here. We will catch you next time.
Bye.
Bye. And that'll do it for this episode. Thank you again for joining. 2 more coming. They are already recorded and they are in the editing process, so they should be out soon. The Scholastic World episode is up next, and make sure you check that one out because there's a housekeeping section in that where we kind of go over any small corrections or any extra information that we may have received after we recorded the previous episodes. So until then, stay safe, stay fabulous, and remember at the end of the day, it's just flags in a gym.